Most people think using a credit line to pay off debt is insane, but we just used one to pay off $51,000 fast. Now look, I know it sounds risky, but it's not a gimmick. It's not some sketchy hack. It's called velocity banking. It's not magic. It's just math. And once you see how we use this line of credit, you'll never look at lines of credit the same again. Let's dive in. So in the world of velocity banking, and these are real numbers, by the way, somebody really did get helped out by these numbers. We're going to go ahead and go step by step. This lady, Tamika, is very responsible, but they were worried because look at these minimum monthly payments that they have to pay. And they don't know if they'll be able to get out of debt as quickly as they thought they would. So we're going to help them right now. Let's go ahead and go over it. We have to our right, your left, the income of $3,400. All right. Now this person gets paid bi-weekly, $1,700 bi-weekly. But we just went ahead and made sure that you know how much it is coming in per month. Expense $1,181, minimum monthly payment $1,242. We have the cash flow of $976, and we also have the personal line of credit of $2,964. Now remember, those minimum monthly payments, right, are the debts. So she has debts, expenses up there. So going to my left, we have an Amazon store card, $1,096 at 29.99%. I want you to take a notice here of these minimum monthly payments. We have Cap 1, $234 at 27.15. We have Sapphire cards, $9,467 at 27.24. We have Numerica Visa, $2,500 at 15.94. And then finally, our favorite loan, the cash flow sucking auto loan at $30,115 at 7.49%. Now check out that cash flow there. All right. We have a lot of outflow, right? And we do have a cash flow, don't we? Cash flow right now is $976, but can we take advantage of one of our favorite tools to use in velocity banking, and that's the personal line of credit. Now, that number represents the balance. So that balance is going to be $2,964. And the credit limit on that is $5,000, which means what? Which means we're going to use it to pay off one of these debts. Now, we went ahead and ran it through the calculation. We do want you to know that we want to take out Amazon store card and the Cap 1. It's a quick win. All right. We're going to go ahead and take those out. So that's going to equal $1,330.25. I went ahead and left the cents out for easy math. So $1,330 to take out both the Amazon and the Cap 1. Well, what does that do? Once we take them out, that leaves us with a cash flow of $63 per month. All right. Yeah, but CJ, it's also going to leave you with a balance on the personal line of credit of what? $4,295. Okay. So now that's our new balance. We are closer to the limit of $5,000, but that's okay because guess what? Now we have increased our cash flow by what? $63. So now we can do it like this. Let's go ahead and do the math. We add to our cash flow $38 because we went ahead and got rid of the Amazon, plus the $25 because we went ahead and got rid of the Cap 1. Now, with our cash flow, that's going to take you about a month, a little bit over a month, to make sure that you are out of that debt of the $1,330. But once you are, what happens next? What is the flow of money when we're using cash flow like this? The flow of money is like this. This is what you're going to do with your income. Let's go ahead and draw some boundaries here so that you know what to do. Okay, remember, the I stands for income. you are going to be at $3,400. Once that income comes in, this is so important. We're talking about paying down your debts, okay? We're talking about transforming the years, right? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down to months. This is how you do it. You're going to take your income and you're going to put it inside of your line of credit, okay? So let's go ahead and add it up. $4,295, right? Plus the $3,400. Remember, this is going into your line of credit. What is that going to leave you with? That's going to leave you with your personal line of credit now at $895. All right. So the lenders are going to love seeing that. Now, you have so many choices in what to do right now. Okay. $4,295. Did you want to pay that fully off? If you wanted to pay it fully off, you can, because now you have the $1,039 in cash flow because you paid off those two cards. All right. So what are we going to do? If our goal, hey, I'm going to go ahead and pay off the $4,295 that I owe on the line of credit. You can do that. It's going to take you about 4 months. Do you know how I got that? Let's go ahead and just share with you really quickly how we got that. We took the $4,295 and we divided it by $1,039. That's going to give you a number, and that number is going to equal about 4 months. Does that make sense? It's going to equal about 4 months. Remember, folks, when you're doing velocity banking, it's all about the cash flow. The higher the cash flow, the more cash flow you have, the steeper that debt is going to be eliminated. All right. And so this is what we want to do. All right. You're not going to be in this loan for years like the bank wants you to. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the next one, the Sapphire card. How are we going to do that? We're going to do it the same way. Remember, it's called the flow of money. Anybody who has a personal line of credit, you don't have to use just a personal line of credit. You can use the HELOC, you can use a BLOC, you can even use a business HELOC to get rid of your debts like this. Listen, you can only imagine how much getting paid $3,400 each month, how long that would take you. But in this example, we're going to share with you how you're not going to be in this debt for 10 years. It's going to be much, much less. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue with our scenario. We're going to go ahead and knock out this debt. Once we knock out that debt, what happens to our cash flow? It gets increased by another $314. That's what happens to it. So now we're at what? Now we're at $1,353. Now time out. Do you get that cash flow after you pay it off or while you're paying it off? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that you're actually increasing in cash flow while you're paying it off. Because remember, you're going to be paying way above the minimum payment. And when you do the minimum payment, okay, so, and it doesn't matter how much you do. Let's say your minimum, your deployment, right, to get rid of the principal on the Sapphire card is $2,000. That automatically puts the $314 in your control. That's right. So now that's why I said we're going to add the $314 the minute we deploy that $2,000. Now you already know how long it's going to take to pay off that $2,000 from your line of credit. That's right. That $2,000 needs to be divided by the cash flow, the new cash flow, which is $1,353. Well, it's going to take you about 7 months to get out of that one. Can you see that? 7 months to get out of that Sapphire card. Can you believe it? All right. So we went ahead and we got that. remember, we aren't crossing out the cash flow because that cash flow is coming to us. So now we are in charge of that cash flow. What is the next debt after the 7 months? After the 7 months is going to be the Numerica Visa card, which is going to give us $63 each and every month. All right. So look at this. The $63 we're going to add. That's our next one. $6,433.92. Where in the world did I get that? Well, I found out why I couldn't find the balance. I didn't put it on there. My goodness. Look, so we have the Discover card, which we're going to go ahead and pay off next after the Sapphire. $6,433 at 27.24%. That's $164 a month. The bank wants us to pay. But how are we going to pay it? Oh man, we're going to go ahead and do the velocity banking, whether that's deploying the 2,000, the 3,000, the 4,000, doesn't matter, the thousands, right? It's going to be over the minimum monthly payment because we're going to be attacking that principal. Remember, there's more to life than just the interest rate. We've got to look for more than the interest rate. We've got to focus on time and balance, okay? So this is going to take us approximately 4 months to pay off. Remember how we're paying it, okay? By the line of credit. Folks, let me remind you how we're paying our personal line of credit. Remember, the cash flow that stays in the personal line of credit is what's paying that off, okay? So you don't have to worry about the deployment amount of the personal line of credit. You're going to be get that debt paid off very quickly when you do so. The minute we decide to deploy the $2,000 or the $3,000 amount, this cash flow comes to us, $164 on top of what we already have is what? That's right, $1,517, all right? So look, this is what we want you to know. We're getting out of the Discover card in 4 months. Now there's a reason why I'm stacking this up, because I want you to see it. It is so beautiful. The next one is what? What are we going to pay off? We're going to be paying off the Numerica Visa, $2,500 at 15.94%, $63 a month. We're capturing that cash flow. We're going to go ahead and deploy the whole $2,500 once that personal line of credit is replenished to the amount that we want it replenished, okay? I'll leave that up to you. Some want to replenish it 100%. Some want to replenish it 80%, 70%. No judgment here, not being critical. I just want you to get this paid off as soon as possible, all right? So we are at 4 months, 7 months, 4 months, and now we're paying off this. How long is that going to take us? I rounded up. I rounded way up, actually, to 2 months. Okay, just in case, because there are things that happen, isn't it? All right, things that happen. We need emergencies towards this, that, and the other. Emergencies become inconveniences when you're talking about velocity banking. All right, so we have the $2,500. We captured that. Now our cash flow is at $1,580. Okay, let's go ahead and just write that down once we've done it. Okay, $1,580, that's what's cashing us out of the $2,500 Numerica Visa so quickly in about 2 months. And then we've got the big one. We've got the cash flow sucking debt. Oh man, this cash flow sucking debt, they said, you're gonna be in here for 7 years. You're gonna be in this auto loan for 8 years. But we just got rid of all of your debt I'll share that with you just a little bit. Auto loan, right? Once you start paying the velocity banking way, all right? Now, I remember that the auto loan is much different than all the other ones, okay? It's calculated much differently. I worked at a dealership, believe me, it is, okay? I know there are people that say, well, no, the auto loan is simple interest. Check your amortization table. Allow the finance guys to show you the money. Do you remember that? Show me the money. Where am I paying this? How is that $588 being split up? But this is what I want to share with you. you're going to chunk from the line of credit. Remember, you have it now, and you're going to place it all towards the principal while you're continuing to pay. What does that do to the interest? Well, you're going to be paying less and less to the bank because the interest has less and less to eat off of. And as you're doing that, while that $1,580 is staying in your line of credit and you're simply deploying the snot out of the personal line of credit. Maybe it's the whole $5,000. Maybe it's the $2,000. Maybe it's the $3,000. Doesn't matter. What does matter is you are going to be out of the auto loan in 19 months. It's not about how much. It's the frequency and the time. I said it's not about how much. It's the frequency and the time. So let's go ahead and count it up. 19 plus 2 is 21, 25, 32, 36. You are out of over $51,000 in debt in about 3 years. That little symbol there is the about sign. You're out of it in about 3 years. I'm going to go ahead and get out of the way so that you can see it. You're out of it in about 3 years. Remember, you're not going to use your line of credit like everyone else uses it. You're going to use it like your checking account, right? And you're going to use it to make big moves like capturing the cash flow. Now, at the same time, okay, we want to be wise in what we're doing. Do you have to do it like this? No, of course not. Of course not. You know, you can actually pay off the Sapphire first if you wanted to get that cash flow immediately. You can pay off others. You can pay off the Discover first, whatever your priority is. But the thing I want you to look at is the flow of money. You're getting your income. You're placing it inside of your line of credit so you can decrease that balance. Okay, that's what it's about because that's getting reported, isn't it? And what happens when you have month after month of good report? I mean, you're paying thousands of dollars towards your line of credit. Are you going to be a victim of a line of credit increase? Is that $5,000 limit, could it jump to $10,000? Go ahead and comment below if you've been a victim of a line of credit increase. It does happen. It happened to me. Okay? That's how you get rid of over $51,000. You don't pay it like the bank wants you to pay it. You pay it the way the real estate investors pay it. You pay it the way wealthy people pay it, okay? You use your line of credit as your leverage, and that's what you're doing, all right? When you're using line of credit this way, it's not debt. It's called leverage. What is debt? Debt buys liabilities. Leverage buys assets. If you're looking to implement velocity banking, if you're looking to free up some cash flow, you need to check out this video right here. Smash that like button. We really appreciate it. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next video.